Fire Emblem. Engage.
Louis, were you watching me again?
Indeed I was. You and your whole coterie of ladies. The sight of you all together pleased me to no end.
The way you talk, it sounds like you were taking in fine art at a gallery.
To me, there is no greater art. The finest galleries fall far short by comparison. There are so many subtleties and nuances to be seen that I could do so all day.
That's really the whole reason you do it.
It's no different than appreciating a beautiful landscape. I sit quietly and let it soothe me. I see no harm in people watching, and I'm sure you of all people must agree.
Yeah, when you put it that way, I guess I do.
I've seen the way you drop everything to moon over any especially picturesque scenes.
Like a princess and her knight, a prince and his servant. Oh, or a Pegasus and a maiden. So many lovely scenes straight out of a fairy tale. I adore them all.
You and I are kindred spirits in that respect. Here's an idea. Why don't you and I have a little viewing party sometime? We can stand at a remove and point out scenes that catch our respective eyes.
That sounds like fun. I'm game if you are. Take a look at that, Louis. Isn't it lovely how that couple shares a meal together? The girl hand feeds the boy, and then the boy returns the gesture. So intimate. Like a prince and princess from my fairy tales.
It's quite a sight. One imagines the sort of lives they lead, how they met, and so forth. It's an interesting change of pace to observe your favorite scenes now and then.
Uh-oh. For someone who just said it's interesting, you don't sound so invested.
I'm sorry. There is something I feel is lacking after all, it seems.
And what would that be?
I'm not certain, but I suspect what's missing is you.
Me? How so?
Everyone adores you, Chloe. You're perpetually surrounded by friends. The closeness you show with those friends. There's nothing quite like it. The sight of it fills me with such joy that I would hold it in my mind forever if I could. The drawback, it seems, is that scenes without you in them lose their luster.
I can tell you mean that as a compliment, so thanks, Louis. But I'd be careful who I said that to. I know where you're coming from with that hobby of yours, but other people, it takes a lot of explanation before people will understand. Not all of them have the patience.
I'll bear that in mind.
We should probably get going. That couple we stared at is starting to stare back.
Yes, perhaps it's time for us to withdraw. Shall we see what else we can see? Shall we observe some more lovely scenes today, Chloe?
Sure, Louis. Here's hoping we can spot a really dashing one.
Ah, yes. I have this for you, if you wish.
You brought me dried fish? I've never seen any quite this color. All those blues and greens and yellows. Hard to believe it's really food, huh?
I'm told it's quite rare and not often found at market. That's the sort of folk food you prefer, yes? Take it in case you feel peckish.
Thanks, Louis. It looks great. I'm always eager to try something new. But I don't think I ever mentioned to you my love for folk foods.
Oh, Chloe. I've spent too much time observing you not to be an expert on the subject by now.
You're an odd one, Louis. But then, I'm not one to talk.
What do you mean?
I got you some dried grapes. Hope you like them.
Why, thank you, Chloe. Grapes are my favorite, you know.
I do know. I've been watching you too.
You've been watching me?
Just like you've been watching me. No matter who you're with, Louis, it always looks like something out of a fairy tale.
Turnabout is fair play, it seems.
We know a lot about each other at this point. What a way to get to know someone.
Isn't it, though? Some might call it odd that I learned your preferences via observation rather than asking.
Not me. It makes perfect sense, given our shared love for people watching.
I suppose you're right.
Well, if we both have our favorite snacks, is it time to go?
Quite so. I think it's going to be another lovely day, my friend. Ah, Yunaka. You're just in time.
I am? That never happens. Wait, what am I in time for?
Would you care to join me for tea? I greatly prefer to have company with my tea than to drink alone.
Oh, Oh, that sounds like fun. Sure, I'd love to.
Splendid. Here you are then, freshly brewed.
Don't mind if I do. Ah, wondiferous. This might be the best tea I've ever had. You're great at this.
Oh, you're too kind. I have ample access to high-quality leaves thanks to the sterling tea field near my home. I started brewing tea for my family at a young age. I've had plenty of time to master the art.
That's amazing. Your family's got it made, getting to drink tea this good all the time.
Possibly. And your own family, are they in good health?
Oh, my family? Well, you see, they're mostly... How should I put it? They're just... Yeah...
I withdraw the question. I'm curious, Yunaka. Have you ever tried sugared grapes in your tea?
Grapes? In tea? Sounds weird. Is it good?
I shall prepare some for you. I hope you enjoy it. It's my hometown speciality.
How exciting! Thank you, Louie.
Think nothing of it. I prefer to take my tea with smiles whenever I can.
Louie, hey, hi!
Hello there, Yunaka. Have you had a windfall of some sort? Your smile is especially radiant.
Oh, gross. Cut the sweet talk before I start puking rainbows. Listen, I got you something. Just a little thank you. Look!
Oh my! One look is enough to tell me that these tea leaves are very fine indeed.
I expected nothing less from the master. You've used so many leaves on me, I'm worried you'll be a tealess husk if I don't give back. So, I know it's not much, but I hope you'll accept the donation. It's for a good cause.
I am all too happy to accept your gracious gift. I believe I'll brew them right away. You're welcome to join me, of course.
Are you sure? I don't want you thinking I got you tea just so you'd brew it for me.
Tea is better with two. I enjoy our bracing conversations almost as much as the tea.
Right. Conversations. I do enjoy chatting with you. So much so, I kind of worry I might slip up.
Meaning?
Huh? Oh, I just remembered I have a thing I gotta do, or else, yeah, so next time.
Oh, that is unfortunate. I confess I was looking forward to spending the whole time talking about myself.
You were, planning to spend the whole time talking my ear off about yourself, huh?
Yes, I'm just in that sort of mood today.
Oh, well, if that's the case, I can set my thing aside, as a favor to you, I mean. I'm a great listener, so you can feel free to hold nothing back. Tell me absolutely everything.
Splendid. I shall put on a pot of tea for us at once.
No way! You're yanking my daggers. That can't be a true story.
It can be, and it is. During my knighthood examination before the Firenese royal family, I treated everyone to tea. I showed promise as a tea connoisseur, which factored directly into my gaining the position.
I know you're great at it, but how is brewing tea even relevant to the test?
In their search for a retainer, it seems they prize domestic skills and martial prowess.
Lucky for you, you're the best. You had the competition tripping over their saucers, surely.
Why, thank you.
Honestly, Louie, I could listen to your stories all day long. They're that good. But I feel a little bad you're always going out of your way on my account.
How do you mean?
You go out of your way to do all the talking, so all I ever have to do is listen. I'm sure you've realized by now, but I prefer it that way. I don't like talking about myself.
It had not escaped my notice.
If I had to do it, I'd be forced to get evasive and lie to you. I don't like lying to my friends. That's why it's better if I don't say much about my past, or about myself at all.
Well, I see nothing wrong with that. Even putting our pasts aside, I believe we two can understand each other fairly well.
You think?
So long as we have tea and a friend to share it with, we can discuss whatever we please. Besides, I'm rather loquacious myself, so it's nice to find someone willing to listen. Listening can be a bit draining, so I thank you for humoring me in that regard.
Aw, Louie.
If you feel you must contribute, we can discuss our countries, our friends, the future, anything.
Are you sure you won't mind being friends with someone who never talks about her past? Ever?
Of course I won't. I am friends with you as you are. Whoever you may have once been is no issue. Now then, if we are to keep this tea party going, I must brew us another pot.
Thank you, Louis.
Hello, Saphir. Would you like to join me for tea?
Tea? Yeah, no thanks. I'm not the best company for small talk right now. Better find someone else.
You do seem more solemn than usual today.
You noticed that. And invited me anyway. Why?
Well, tea can be quite soothing, you know.
Or maybe you're just nosy. Still, thanks. For noticing, I mean.
What is on your mind exactly?
Nothing important. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. Bad dream.
How dreadful.
Feels ridiculous saying it out loud. I'm not a kid anymore. Shouldn't be bothered by nightmares.
Not so. Even the strongest among us can be greatly troubled by them.
Maybe you're right.
Are you sure you wouldn't like me to put on some nice warm tea? It may not drive away your nightmares, but it could ease your mind somewhat.
When you put it like that, I guess I may as well accept your invitation.
As I hoped you would.
Gotta say, Louis, I didn't expect a cup of tea to put me so at ease. Weirdly enough, though, it has.
I'm pleased to hear it. I'd be delighted to make tea for you any time you wish.
Appreciate it.
Another sleepless night?
Yeah, I've got this recurring nightmare, reliving the time my parents and best friend were killed in front of me. Soldiers from Elusia attacked the fishing village I grew up in. I was just a kid. It happened decades ago, but I can still see it like it was yesterday. I hoped it would fade as I got older, or get easier to deal with as I got stronger. Neither has panned out. I'm starting to think I'll be stuck with that memory forever.
This cannot be easy for you. I offer my deepest sympathies.
Nice of you to say, considering how awkward I've made your tea time.
Not at all, Saphir. Feel free to talk to me about anything you like. Alas, all I can do in return is listen and pour the tea.
That'll do just fine. Thanks, Louis. Oh, wow. This tea takes me back. Something about the taste, the smell. It's so familiar.
That is because I looked into what sorts of teas are popular around your hometown.
That explains it. But why go to the trouble? It's not like this tea is anything special compared to what you can get in Firene.
You carry with you painful memories that never fade, though you dearly wish they would. I have seen you struggle with these memories time and time again. Now, I cannot banish them for you. I haven't that sort of power. I suspect that no one does. But lately, I had a thought. Painful memories are not the only ones that can be tenacious.
I see what you're getting at. And you might be onto something. As soon as I tasted this tea, so many memories came rushing back. The field my friend and I raced through. The trees we sat under to talk and trade dreams. My father sailing off to fish. My mother's face while cooking dinner. 3 of us at the table. Happy times. I'd almost forgotten them, but they've always been there, haven't they?
Just so.
Maybe that's what I'll dream tonight. If I do, it'll be thanks to you.
I am glad to have been of service.
Something else to think about, Louis. These happy memories we've made together will stick with me forever, too.
I believe my memories of you will be equally long-lasting, Saphir.
What's the matter, Louis? Can't take your eyes off me?
Indeed, Rosado. I find you positively enchanting.
Wait, really?
In every movement and speech, you are a fountain of energy. To my eye, it is sublime.
I was teasing, but I love your honesty. I thought you were mainly interested in seeing people socialize, though. Is it the same thing to watch me without anyone else around?
It's not so different. Some people display boundless reserves of energy even when alone. When you spot a puppy gambling in the road, is it a lesser sight for having no playmate?
No, of course not.
I rest my case.
You're a fascinating guy, Louis. We never talked much before, but now I really want to get to know you.
And I you, Rosato. To that end, why don't you join me for tea? I could serve it in a very charming tea set.
Amazing. Let's go. Really? You don't think they're cute?
Don't test me, Rosato. I will never bend on this.
Look closer. Not even a little?
Not in the least. They contain not a single iota of cuteness.
Weird. I know you like grapes, so I thought you'd like these little guys too. I guess sea grapes aren't for everyone.
They are also seaweed, not grapes. They are vile pretenders to the name. I despise them. They resemble real grapes, but they are salty, and after eating them, so was my language.
Huh. Well, I like them. They're like cute little balls of ocean. They taste like the sea.
Is that so? My apologies, then.
What are you apologizing for?
I try to appreciate the things my friends like to the extent that I can. However, I draw the line at sea grapes.
It's fine, Louis. We can like different things and still remain friends.
Truly? Then would you object if I continue to observe you? I should hate to abandon the sight of my dear Rosato going about his day.
Of course. Get ready to burn the image of my cuteness straight into your eyes.
Consider it burned.
Hey, Louis, hold still a sec, okay?
Paper and ink. Are you drawing a picture? As I recall, you have a knack for drawing landscapes with both speed and skill.
Yup, my not-so-hidden talent.
But what is your subject here? The scenery around us is somewhat drab.
You silly! I'm gonna draw you. I want a picture of you and me together. I'll add myself later.
But wouldn't a simple self-portrait be much more attractive on balance? I should think so.
Maybe, but that's not what I'm going for. My own cuteness isn't important for this one.
I beg your pardon?
I want a picture with you, Louis. I want a way to remember my friend when he's not around.
Why, Rosato, how sweet of you!
I try.
Would you mind if I wore a mask?
A mask? Just because it's not all about looks doesn't mean I don't want to draw your face.
It was only a suggestion.
Keep your suggestions to yourself. Everyone else blushes and does what I say. Why are you the difficult one?
Forgive me, I'm happy to be part of your art, of course, but it's also a bit embarrassing. I'm not... cute.
Let me stop you there. You're absolutely cute, especially when you're embarrassed. This is just a little memento for us to look back on, that's all. If you don't want it, that's fine. But picture me, years from now, an old man, desperate to remember my dear friend Louis.
Very well. For the sake of my friend and his passion, I shall accept my fate.
Thank you. Okay, hold still a minute. This won't take long. Someday we'll want to look back on this moment. Now we'll have the perfect visual aid.
If I must endure this to commemorate our friendship, then I shall do so gladly.
And how fare you today, Prince Alfred? Thank you ever so much for inviting me. No, that's too stiff. I should try to sound warmer.
Is something amiss, Clan?
Where did you come from?
My apologies. I thought I heard someone mention my prince's name.
You heard right. Prince Alfred invited me to work out with him today. But I've never spent time alone with him before, so I'm nervous about saying the wrong thing.
A private exercise session for the two of you.
That's right.
Not a solo or a group session. What could this signify?
I don't think it signifies anything.
Ah, but pay me no mind. So then you are practicing your greetings to the prince?
Yes. I don't want to embarrass myself by being accidentally rude. Maybe you could be my sounding board, Louis. I'll talk to you like you're Prince Alfred, and if anything seems off, you can correct it.
A capital idea. When it comes to manners, you have turned to the right man. Yes, it is plain to me now. At last, I have a firmer grasp of the situation. Within Clan's slight frame, there lies a discernible core of strength. The prince, noticing this, took the Lethean under his wing with a private workout. How grand! There's still a piece of the puzzle that eludes me, but I'm one step closer to understanding.
Louis? Are you okay? I thought I heard you muttering to yourself.
I'm fine. You heard nothing. Tell me, how was your workout session with the prince?
It was fun. And with your help, I don't think I embarrassed myself. Prince Alfred was even nicer than usual. He was very patient and taught me a lot about exercise.
Even nicer than usual? The prince is always so kind-hearted, I struggle to imagine that. Might I ask you to elaborate?
Sure, if you want.
Do you think he was being nicer because he considers you a friend, or was there more to it?
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, he did have kind of a different energy. It felt almost like he wished we were brothers.
Brothers, you say? A pair of brothers. One from Firene and the other from Lethos. A rare occurrence indeed.
Are you feeling well? Do you need to sit down?
Merely a minor epiphany. Pay it no mind.
Oh, right. We had plans to work out again. Would you be interested in joining us?
Not at all. You two go ahead. I would never dream of interfering in something so sacred. May the two of you have a productive workout as I contemplate the vision you've shown me. Oh, this is a dark day indeed.
Louis? What's wrong?
I am heartbroken to learn that your workout sessions with the prince have concluded.
How did you know about that?
I overheard it all from my position not far away.
You were there? I didn't notice at all.
I happened to come across the two of you, so I took the liberty of standing guard nearby.
Oh, that makes sense. Thank you.
You two have a truly unique rapport. The juxtaposition of the hearty Firenese prince and an attentive lad of Lethos struck me. Your warmth and brotherly goodwill, they set my very heart alight. In all my years of people watching, those workouts were in a class of their own.
Well, if it helps, Prince Alfred is going to give workout lessons to someone else now.
Is this true?
It is. And I'm going to look for someone else to pass on what I learned from the prince.
Then it isn't over.
Pardon?
What I thought was a finale was in truth a prelude. And the cast has doubled in size. How many more voices will be recruited into this muscular chorus? Who can truly say? And I shall be there for all of it, a connoisseur of the human condition. I eagerly await my role.
Are you okay?
Yes, of course. I hope you will keep me informed as to when your next workout session is scheduled. I support these endeavors wholeheartedly. I hope I may continue to find a place in them as your appreciative audience.
Thanks for the support, Louis.
Is the tea to your liking, Princess Aileen?
Very much so. I particularly enjoy the aroma. I smell a hint of citrus, along with floral notes, yes? More than one variety, if I'm not mistaken. It brings to mind the blossoms often found during the warmer months. Taken all together, the scent is most pleasing.
I endeavor to satisfy. This black tea is a mix of leaves from southern Firene with dried fruit rinds and flowers.
It's heavenly, as the blends you prepare always are. The chance to sip the tea you brew is one of the small joys that gets me through each day.
You're too kind, Princess Aileen. Somewhat related, do you remember the special leaves I mentioned recently?
Yes, of course. You said that they would produce a unique and distinctive flavor, if I recall.
You recall correctly. I have a lead on how one might acquire such leaves. I take it that would interest you.
Truly? You're right. I'd love to sample it for myself.
Excellent. The wait will be worth it.
Simply exquisite. The depth, the fullness of this fragrance. I've never had a black tea quite like it.
You enjoyed it then?
Louis, enjoyed is an understatement. I've sipped my share of tea in my life, but rarely have I tasted any of this caliber. I'm extraordinarily grateful to you for the privilege.
It pleases me that you are pleased.
Might I trouble you for another cupful?
Of course. I have an ample enough supply of leaves to brew another pot.
Thank you. Ah, what a joy this tea is.
The bliss on my princess's face makes it worth the trouble. Oh.
Is something the matter with your arm?
Nothing of note. Just a minor incident on my outing to fetch the tea leaves.
What happened?
These tea leaves were not farm-grown, alas. They arise naturally in the wild. The path to their native fields is treacherous due to the ferocious beasts who nest there.
One of these beasts attacked you.
Please do not let it trouble you. It is a surface wound and nothing more. I would bear 100 injuries like it for the sake of these precious tea leaves. Now then, that fresh pot is ready for you. Your cup, please.
I've lost my taste for it. Good day, Louis.
Have I offended?
Louis, I must apologize. I left without finishing the tea you went to such lengths to prepare for me. All you endured for the sake of those leaves.
There is no need to apologize, Princess Saline. It was I who soured your pleasant mood.
Louis, there are many joys in my life. I have always held the way you prepare tea for me to be among them.
Thank you.
It's true that the tea brewed with your special leaves brought me more joy than usual. That said, Louis, understand this. It grieves me that you would put yourself in harm's way to bring me that joy.
Princess Saline?
All I need is the pleasure of your company while drinking tea. Any tea will do. I need no extravagant gestures. That small everyday joy is enough for me.
Truly, I am chastened. I see that I have misinterpreted your needs, a blunder most unbecoming. It's a mistake I'll not make again. I swear to you here and now, I will remain at your side that I might safeguard the small joys of your life.
Very good. I shall expect nothing less. Now, if that is settled, might I ask you to put on a pot of tea?
Certainly. I trust you will not mind if I do not bring out the special leaves, yes?
I think that would be best. Even an ordinary tea is elevated by the everyday joy of these small moments.
Louis, you've been staring at me for a troubling amount of time. Do you need something?
Good night of Brodia. Please pardon any offense I have caused. My profound interest in you drives me to act in perhaps inadvisable ways.
You call staring an interest.
You carry out each mission with such grace and never question an order from your prince. Moreover, you are so merciless in battle that some might unfairly deem you to be inhuman.
Ah, we seem to be well beyond interest now. Are you trying to be cute? If you think I'm dangerous, I won't argue. I don't completely trust you either.
Dangerous? Not at all. I fear I've once again given you the wrong idea. But it's undeniable that there are certain things you keep carefully concealed, yes? Secrets that only a select few are privy to. But I know all about them.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You have a new novel in the works, don't you? A comedy that is frivolous in the extreme?
Louis, I'm sure I didn't hear you mention a new book just now.
Please, I am a paragon of discretion.
Oh, I believe you will be. You already know well enough to describe me as merciless. Take a break from your interests and enjoy a long, natural life of minding your own business.
Very good, Jade. I shall take that under advisement. Here's a story idea. A group of close friends convene and have a lively conversation.
What are you talking about?
I saw consternation on your face and thought you might be struggling for ideas.
No use hiding it at this point, is there? You're right. I'm trying to land on the theme of my next novel.
Well, there you have it. Write a story about a close-knit circle of friends.
How close? Do you mean a story where a circle of friends navigate a shared experience?
If you like, but I would be thoroughly satisfied just to read about them chit-chatting.
You think I should write an entire novel about friends having polite, everyday conversations?
Without question. It shall be your finest work.
Louis, most of my novels have been built around this thing I call a plot.
Counterargument. Is plot more important than memorable scenes? Enter late, leave early, they say. An enjoyable scene justifies itself without plot scaffolding.
The story idea is too simple. But that sort of flat narrative structure is a joke worth exploring. I think you just helped me crack this egg. Thank you, Louis.
I'm pleased to be of assistance. I have high hopes to read your vivid rendering of our characters' spirited conversations. Oh dear, you're tight-lipped again. Is something else troubling you?
No, Louis, that was my laugh. You are so blatant that it's genuinely funny.
Your eye for comedy is indeed impeccable.
Hey, Louis, there's something I wanted to ask you.
And what might that be, good night?
Why are you trying to get close to me? You've been watching me for a while, and you threw me off balance with your story idea. Have you ever encountered a spy? The best ones use fast talk to steal information. They carefully cultivate a sense of trust, then strike while their target's guard is down. We're allies, but you're still a soldier from Firene. I have to wonder.
Very impressive, Jade.
So my hunch was right.
Oh no, it was wide off the mark. I am no spy.
Huh?
What I found impressive was your imagination. It takes a deep wellspring of inventiveness and a way with words to pen such captivating stories.
Don't dodge the question. Why were you watching me earlier?
Why, because I wanted to get to know you.
That's all?
It is indeed that simple. I observed you only in order to hit upon a suitable conversation starter. I see it as crucial that we connect. We come from disparate countries with different values. Yet we must put these differences aside and risk our lives daily in combat together. In order to facilitate this, it is vital that we come to understand one another.
That does make sense. It would be better for us to understand and trust each other out there.
Just so. These bonds we make now will last, even after the war.
I apologize for assuming your intentions, Louis. I could spare some time to get to know you a bit better.
In that case, shall we sit and chat over a pot of my favorite tea?
I'd like that, Louis. As long as I can take notes on awkward conversation for my book.
Louis,
Yes, Princess Ivy?
you always seem so cheerful. Is there some particular reason for it?
No, this is simply my default expression.
How curious. It may be due to my own reservedness that your demeanor leaves such an impression on me.
It's true, now that you mention it, that I haven't seen much cheer in you. And what a sight that would be to see.
What are you suggesting?
I have a keen eye for observing the way people socialize, you see.
This is not reassuring.
Which is why I was so powerfully struck by the idea of seeing you in such a context. The Princess Ivy among dear friends, wearing a wide grin. What a captivating thought.
I will thank you not to cast me for any role in your imaginary theater.
The first step is to figure out what you might have cause to celebrate. I think it may help if you accompany me for a time.
Your dedication to your goals, off-putting as they may be, is impressive. Very well, Louis of Firene. If your ambition is to make me smile, I invite you to do your best.
My best is all I can do, Princess Ivy. What do you think, Princess Ivy? Does the sight of a pleasant gathering prompt any feelings?
No, nothing.
How strange. I, for my part, find great comfort in their mundane joys and idle chatter.
It would seem that phenomenon is unique to you.
Oh? What a pity.
Was that the full extent of your plan? Did you actually pin all your hopes on this sight inspiring me to chat?
No, I haven't quite given up, though I don't as yet have any other ideas. Until I do, would you like a cup of tea? I'll put on a pot of the black tea blend I've been saving.
Tea does sound lovely, actually. Thank you.
Aha!
What? What is it?
I thought I detected the faintest hint of a smile just now.
Did you?
Can I take it then that you like black tea?
Yes. But if I happened to seem pleased, that was not the reason. I simply find your dedication to these efforts rather amusing.
There's nothing so amusing about it. A princess's joy is a radiant thing. Ah, was that another smile?
Oh, enough. You promised me tea. Let's have it.
As you wish, Princess Ivy.
Louis, would you indulge me with another cup of that wonderful tea?
You've put me in an awkward position, Princess Ivy.
If you are busy, it can certainly wait.
It isn't that. The problem for me is your recent mood.
Still disappointed that I don't smile as easily as you'd like?
Not at all. You were incandescent with joy when you entered the room, in fact.
Was I?
It is the very incandescence of that joy which poses such a problem for me, you see. Did you not realize how brightly you shone?
No, I did not.
Such unadulterated joy isn't meant for my like. It should be reserved for others like yourself. My role is merely to facilitate these bright moments and then recede until I am needed.
I have no idea how to respond to that.
And now a laugh? All of this is wasted on me, Princess Ivy. It is peculiar, though. I still haven't the faintest idea of what causes you to beam this way.
How dare you? I am not a monster, you know. I am capable of smiling around friends and allies.
Is that what I am in your eyes? An ally? Even a friend?
Don't be ridiculous. Hurry up and make the tea, would you?
As you wish, Princess Ivy. I'll brew the most exceptional pot of tea you've ever tasted.
I expect only the best from you, Louis.
Louis! Are you peeping again?
Pardon me, Pandreo, but I would never do anything so gauche as peeping. I prefer to think of it as observing from afar.
Oh, well, excuse me. That's nothing at all like peeping. Whatever, bud. If you get bored of not peeping, you're welcome to party hardy with me.
Party hardy?
Yup. You and me can let our hair down and do some good old-fashioned male bonding.
Male bonding. I've wondered lately if that may be something worth observing firsthand.
Well, what do you know? Serendipity.
Quite so. Pandreo, I would be exceptionally pleased to accept your invitation. Let the two of us explore all the ways in which two men may grow ever closer.
How is it you make everything sound suggestive? Anyway, I'm glad you're on board. Though you should know I take my partying seriously. We're gonna shimmy and swing till dawn so you can forget about sleeping.
I shall match you measure for measure, Pandreo.
Ow, ow. Ooh, that's smart.
We may have partied hardy a bit too much last night, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I tell you, after so much carousing, I have a headache and an everything else ache.
For all that, though, I enjoyed myself. It's nice to go out with the guys every so often, isn't it?
I'm glad to hear you say so. That makes this full-body migraine worthwhile.
I find that hard partying does give one an appetite. Do you like grapes, Pandreo?
Sure, I like them all right.
In that case, I'll fetch some pastries. The filling was made with grapes from my hometown.
Oh, so it's a local delicacy, huh? Sure, give me all you've got.
All I've got? If you like, but I feel I ought to caution you against overindulging.
Well, I'm not going to eat it all by myself. I'm thinking it might be nice to put some treats out for my flock.
Oh, you keep animals?
My congregation. They like having a casual environment to pray and hang out, you know? I'm sure a platter of tasty pastries will bring even more people in the door. Plus, one of my congregants is a merchant. He might want to import those grapes of yours.
Ah, very considerate of you. Always thinking of ways to assist your flock, aren't you?
That's my whole job. I might not always look or act like it, but I am a man of the cloth.
My doubts have been thoroughly laid to rest.
With all that said, I can't quit partying. You'll come with again, right, Louis?
Naturally. I am at your command, Pandreo.
Oh, sorry, Louis. I didn't see you there. I get very focused when I'm praying.
Never fear. I had hoped not to disturb you.
Did you have a question? I've already told you all the good observing spots I can think of.
No, there is something else on my mind today. I thought I might ask you to say a prayer for my mother.
Forgive me if I'm misremembering, but I thought your mother passed away.
You recall correctly. I was very young then and too devastated to do anything but take each day as it came. Though it embarrasses me to admit that it's taken so long to realize this, I don't believe I ever gave my mother a proper send-off amidst all the tumult.
I see.
My family were never very deeply religious, you see. No offense intended.
Oh, none taken. Religious or not, you wish her a peaceful rest. I respect that. I'm sure she will be glad to hear that from her place in the heavens.
Thank you, Pandreo.
Are you sure I'm the right messenger, though? A man of the cloth I may be, but I'm not what most would call conventional. You don't think someone else might be more suitable?
No, my choice is deliberate. If someone is going to give her a memorial service, I would prefer it to be a dear friend.
Gotcha. Well then, I'm happy to help, Louis. Let's pray, shall we? Our guiding soul, who art above.
Mother, may your soul find peace.
Why are you staring at me?
Greetings, Zelkov.
I asked you a question.
I meant nothing by it, I assure you. But if you have the time, might I invite you to join me for a cup of tea?
This invitation makes little sense to me. You and I are not exactly close.
It is because we aren't close that I invited you. I should like to get to know you better.
Dispense with the pretense, please. What is it you want?
My dear Zelkov, I have no ulterior motive here. I merely thought we could bond over tea.
Regrettably, then, I must decline.
What a shame. I suppose I'll have to put away my specially made soothing tea.
I do not understand you.
Well, it's plain to see that you don't sleep much.
I fail to see your interest in the matter.
It doesn't impact me directly at all. But as your friend, I am concerned.
This is going nowhere. Whatever your intentions might be, stay out of my affairs.
My dear Zelkov, you'll find it will take more to dissuade me than that. Good day, Zelkov. Would you care to join me for a spot of tea?
Louis, I am beginning to suspect you are attempting to spy on me.
Very well. I shall be plain with my intentions.
At last. By all means, proceed.
I would like to take care of you, Zelkov.
Excuse me?
You see, I am the eldest of 4 brothers. My mother died early on, so I had a tumultuous upbringing in a house solely of men. With my father providing for the family, it fell to me to look after my brothers. My impulse to take good care of people remains strong even to this day.
And you direct this impulse toward me?
Indeed. You strike me as someone who wants looking after.
Thus the incessant invitations to tea, I surmise.
Quite so. In a way, I feel as though you could be one of my younger brothers.
Ridiculous. I am older than you know.
That matters little to me.
I suppose it matters little to me as well, so long as you have no ulterior motive. I do understand the yearning an older brother feels to care for a younger one.
Ah. Do you have siblings as well?
Perhaps I do. In any case, your efforts are wasted. I have no desire to be cared for.
I suspected you'd say that. Please forgive me for running roughshod over your own feelings on the matter.
In lieu of an apology, I will accept a relaxing cup of tea. You possess leaves which help to impart a restful sleep, if I recall.
Wait right here, Zelkov. I shall prepare it at once. Where are you going, Zelkov?
Regrettably, I cannot stay for tea this time. There is work to be done.
That's a shame. In that case, are there any chores I might take care of for you? I could have your place tidied by the time you finish your work.
As I've told you, Louis, I have no desire to be cared for.
You'll have to forgive me. I can't help but feel the need to look after you. I credit this instinct to your strong resemblance to my brothers.
I had a younger brother. Long ago. Not only a brother, in fact. A family. They were killed.
My condolences.
I am uncertain exactly why, but drinking tea with you reminds me of them. It is painful to remember that what is lost can never be regained. But the tea the tea is lovely.
Ah, Zelkov.
How foolish of me. Please forget what I've said.
I will not, I think. I shall await your return with a freshly brewed pot of tea. Hopefully that will entice you to return.
You are a strange one. But if you insist on waiting around for me, then the least I can do is enjoy the tea.
I'll hold you to that. Now then, off you go.
Farewell.
Louis, what are you doing there?
Oh, hello, Divine One. I wasn't doing anything of note, really. Merely observing those two over there chatting with one another.
Okay. And you're doing that why?
That is the question, is it not? There are all sorts of philosophical implications to the simple act of asking why. To which I suppose I would respond, for edification.
So you watch people chat in order to learn things?
Precisely. There is deep meaning in these seemingly simple encounters. Through observation, many delightful and subtle details reveal themselves. When one treats them as one would treat a gallery piece, can there possibly be any harm?
I think maybe there can. What's right or wrong goes beyond rules and laws. There's courtesy and decency. If you knew they didn't like being watched, you'd stop, right?
But of course, Divine One. I would never elevate my appreciation above their own comfort.
Just so we're clear. Well then, I guess I'll leave you to it.
Very good, Divine One. I trust that I have eased any concerns you had. Pardon the intrusion, Divine One. I'm only here to make certain you wake. I hope that's all right. No need to hurry. I'll admire the view while I wait. Ah, look at the gardens and all those fascinating people. Awake now, are you? Splendid. Now that I've fulfilled my duty here, I'll take a stroll through the gardens. Farewell. Morning has come. I suppose it will take more than saying so to wake you. Although, I feel I am not the ideal person to be doing this. Surely the divine dragon should be tended to by someone more important. Yes, a monarch would be appropriate, or at least a royal. Divine One, how long have you been awake?
Hi, Louis.
Ah, greetings, Divine One.
Are you doing your people watching thing again? I can leave if I'm interrupting.
Oh, you weren't interrupting anything. I was thinking about my family. I left 3 younger brothers behind back in my hometown.
So you're the oldest?
Yes, I am the oldest of us 4.
Wow, it must have been tough being the big brother.
I suppose so, from a certain point of view. Our mother passed away before her time, so it was up to me to raise them. But I loved them nonetheless. We all muddled through together somehow.
Maybe taking care of them is how you got to be such a good retainer.
You know, you may be right. It takes quite a bit to ruffle me, as it were. And now that I consider it, growing up in that way may have given rise to my little hobby.
How so?
Spending one's youth in an all-male household gives one a rather narrow view of the world.
I guess. Do your kid brothers do it too?
They do not.
That kind of pokes a hole in your theory, then. I think it might just be you, Louis.
The mystery deepens. Who would be the ideal person to wake the divine dragon? If I can't think of the person, I'll have to envision one. A gallant knight. Strong, courteous, and kind. Oh, Divine One. Good morning. I was just, apologies. But you caught me in the midst of a daydream. This is far less trying than waking my younger brothers. With 3 brothers, one must be quite stern. I would oft be moved to words like, "Get up now, or there shall be no breakfast left for you." I see that motivated you quite effectively. Very interesting. In that case, please enjoy the breakfast I've prepared without delay. Thank you for your help, Divine One. I always have such trouble deciding on gifts to buy for my brothers.
It was nothing. I'm sure they'd be thrilled to get any gift from their big brother. How's the letter going, by the way? You said you were going to send one with the gifts.
That was my original intent, but I think I've reconsidered.
Why's that?
Well, the purpose of the letter and gifts was that I wasn't sure when next I shall be home. But when it came time to put pen to paper, I found myself merely staring at the blank page.
I wouldn't worry about the best way to say it. Just write whatever you feel.
Something from the heart. How are you? I am doing well. Those are the beginnings of a rather childish letter.
No, it's like the gift. They'll be happy to hear from you no matter what you say. The important thing is to make it clear. Take any chance you get to tell them how you feel.
Wise words. You are correct, of course. Thank you. I shall include a letter after all. And so long as I'm writing to them, I shall tell them all about you.
Me?
My brothers should know how wonderful you are. You won't object to me introducing a precious friend to my family, will you?
Oh, Louis, you're embarrassing me. But, yeah, that'd be nice.
If I am correct about this, since we each take our turns waking the divine dragon, that means I can observe a plethora of people merely by waiting around here. Good morning. I had a wonderful idea just now. Alas, it would require me to stand watch at all hours. I must refrain. My brothers will be very interested to read about this waking up ritual. You advised me to write what I feel in my letter. And since you are such a large part of my life, that turned out to mean writing a great deal about you. Would you like to meet my brothers someday? I certainly would love to meet you. To see all of you gather together would be deeply moving.
Sorry to keep you waiting. What was it you wanted to talk about?
Thank you for taking the time to meet with me, Divine One.
Louis?
Would you care for some tea?
I'm fine, thanks. So, you wanted to discuss something? You're fidgeting a lot today. What's going on?
My apologies. I had hoped my anxieties would be less obvious for all the world to see. I brought you here to ask a straightforward question. Yet my hands are shaking, my face is flushed with sweat, and my feet feel leaden.
If something is bothering you, just ask, and I'll help in whatever way I can.
It's my brothers, you see. They strongly wish to meet you once the war ends.
Is that all? Of course.
That's not all. It's the reason they wish to meet you that has me so flustered. How to put this? It would seem my brothers have discovered just what you mean to me, Divine One.
What?
The letter I sent them contained some effusive praise for you. In their reply, they said that they absolutely must meet this person I spoke of so gushingly. They even included our mother's heirloom ring that I might present it to you.
So that's it.
I apologize for putting you in this predicament.
What a beautiful ring. And you're giving it to me?
Pardon? Yes. It would make me happy for you to have it.
Thank you, Louis. You've had so much practice caring for your family that I'd feel lucky for you to care for me. That's why I have a matching gift for you, if you'll take it.
It's the pact ring.
You're too kind. When this war is over, we must visit my home and sample the grapes it's famous for.
I'd like that. And I'd like to meet your family as well, of course.
It feels odd to step out of serving you and grow so close. But it's a step I'm happy I took. No matter how often I come by to wake you up, it always makes me a touch nervous. I must say, it still doesn't feel quite real that you gave me the pact ring. When I think of it, I feel as if I'm slipping away into another one of my daydreams. That's how much you mean to me. My heart swells with happiness whenever I think of you. You're up. How may I serve you this morning? What? Of course it isn't odd for me to be asking you that. Nothing fulfills me more than taking care of you. It's morning. Will you be rising early today or sleeping in? So you'd like to rest a while longer? I expected as much. You're still wearing my ring. You must never take it off. For my part, I'm still getting used to seeing it. It feels rather like a dream to me. But of all the dreams I've had in my life, this is the one I'd want most to come true. Good, you're awake. I've so much more to say. Shall we continue this conversation over a lovely cup of tea? What do you think?
Fire Emblem. Engage.